Alrighty, here we go for the 8th round of RPL Tier 3 Season 5. We're at Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix for this race, but it's backwards. That is right, we are gonna do the second and final reverse track of the Tier 3 schedule today for the... Is it the penultimate round? Yes, it is. This is the penultimate round. I've got the title wrong. This is round 9. I am so sorry. I think I can fix that right now. Yeah, I can. Okay. Round 9. This is round 9. I knew that all along. Here we are for the 9th round of RPL Tier 3 Season 5. We are at Reverse Zandvoort today. And on a day where the Drivers' Championship could be wrapped up, and oh good lord, it's raining. We got a wet qualifying on our hands for a reverse track. Of course, these guys had a wet race in the other reverse race around Silverstone. So, these guys starting to get used to the wet weather on these reverse tracks, and the Aston Martin of Rhythms will be going on track first to get us going. Well, here we are around a wet Zandvoort, a wet reverse Zandvoort at that, and Rhythms is going to be the first one to show us around this iconic racetrack the other way around. And oh boy, I'm sure the Tier 2 drivers will also be taking notes from this stream for tomorrow's race. And wow, almost drifting through there. I don't know any of the corners. I do need to make sure I get the stream sent in the RPL chat. So, 1 second. Okay. Twitch stream link sent in the main chats, and we are going to watch Rhythms F1 run the first ever reverse Zandvoort lap in RPL. And he's got to watch out here for the potential lap traffic. That is a RB of Neymar MiG 11. Oh, drifting through turn 2 there is Rhythms. Run down to turn 3, small lockup. Turn 4, what would be a DRS zone, isn't due to the conditions. Run towards, I believe this will be turn 5, another small lockup. Trying to keep it tidy though. Of course, with the wet, that's very difficult. Turn 6, coming towards turn 7, has to lift. I don't think any of the top cars will be able to take that flat out. And he even has to lift through turn 8 here. Through this flat out S section, SV is out. Bezestio is out. I don't think anything happened between them. But we will continue to watch Rhythms. Car in the way. Not as a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with SV. So something might have happened between them, but Rhythms is going to come across the line. I believe we have a lobby restart incoming, as Rhythms has done a 21-9. And yes, the lobby will be restarted, which is highly unfortunate. Not Raz is Daddy, okay. What a beautiful name. I believe that is Resilience. Resilience running a beautiful name. today. Sauber 3-4. How about it? What a beautiful qualifying session we have had today. Oh, wow. Supervillain drifting. Ah, yes, SV has gotten the settings all wrong. He's locked ABS to off, so that would do it. As Wilson does a 21.5, but of course, lobby will be restarted, unfortunately. Couple new faces that I see here. We got Jensen Snowy in here. We also have Neymar Mig 11. Those are two names I haven't seen before. We also have Elbear, who's in the field today. I've seen him before, but first time I've commentated a race that features him, so... Jensen Snowy will come across the line to do a 22-1, of course. Lobby will be restarted soon enough. If any of you nerds are watching the stream, retire. There will be a lobby restart. There will be a lobby restart, so... So you better retire, or else you're just gay. So it's just Scorch, Jensen, and Supervillain running laps out there at the moment. Let's just watch Supervillain here. One of two cars! He's locked up. He's put it in the wall. And he's out. And Scorch is the last one to retire, and he does. So we'll get this lobby restart going soon enough. Wilson's on pole! Of course not. What? That'll do it for the not qualifying for the not Dutch Grand Prix. These guys will restart and we'll try again. Got confirmation from the drivers as well that while qualifying is wet, the race will be dry. So it'll be a dry race for all these guys to not have to deal with the wet conditions. So we'll get a glimpse of what a start might look like here, if these guys even get to turn 1 without retiring. Here we go. 5 red lights. And pretty much everyone but like 3 cars joined the start. As Notraz will race his way to the first corner. Oh no, there's a bit of an oopsie. About half the grid's taking each other out. Oh god. That's what I like to see right there. Half the grid's dead. Goodness me. And we've got a red flag. We have a red flag. Oh no. We'll have to wait again. While we wait for these guys to clear the red flag. Sauber 1-2. As we wait on Supervillain. Here we go. 3 cars left in this race. And that's lights out and away we go once more. Supervillain is in second place, but he's gonna try and get a better start than Wilson, but he doesn't. He's battling with Basestio and they've crashed. Wilson's gonna win the race. Oh, he's Punterino'd him. He's giving him the old Punterino. Supervillain's out. Basestio and Wilson are the only 2 survivors, and I think Wilson's just a ghost. So, come on, Basestio. You can crash a car. There you go. And after a very scintillating race, Joe Wilson wins the Dutch Grand Prix. He manages to hold off Basestio, and he takes the victory and the championship. Basestio second, and give it up for Supervillain on the podium for Sauber. It hasn't been seen since Laurel Fusion did it for them on the last game cycle, but Supervillain's done it. A podium. What a beautiful drive from him. Huge congratulations to those guys, but unfortunately for them, that race will not count. Supervillain will have to try just a little bit harder to try and get that all-important podium. I think I would, I'll put my life savings on it. Not gonna lie. So, we'll, give this a second go then. Joe Wilson actually needs another invite back. I don't think I have him added, actually. I don't think I have him added. We got... Well, at least we can go over the grid while we wait for the lobby to ready up again. We got Dylan and SV in the McLaren, otherwise known as Get Wreck 91. Not Raz and Basestio, who will be driving for Ferrari today. Wilson and Scorch in the Red Bull. At the moment, we only have one Mercedes, but I believe the other Merc will be joining momentarily. And then we got Timbed, the 2 Astons of Rhythms and Gooby. We only have one Alpine, and it is Benjo, all by himself. Hots consists of Resilience and Elbear, Neymar, Mig, and Shanghai in the V-Carbs, Maddie and Supervillain in the Sauber. And RIP Williams, they have no drivers. If I have a look at the lineups page, there's supposed to be VRL Mickey, but he is nowhere to be found. I might have VRL Mickey added. I can always invite him. Which I don't even think he's online. He's not online, but we'll invite him anyway. So... and Jensen Snowy in the Merc managed to join. So we're missing 3 Merc Academy cars here. Everybody else is full. Merc Academy in the mud for Tier 3. Absolute tragedy. But we will have a wet qualifying in store for us, followed by a dry race, unaffected by weather. This should be an exciting one, and I'm very curious to see how this race will be done, because this track, even going the regular way, just doesn't seem to be great for racing, other than overtaking to turn 1, but you take away that overtaking opportunity going in reverse. So very, very few possibilities for overtaking here. I'm very curious to see how racing will be. But we need to do qualifying first to set the grid. We'll see who goes out first. I see a McLaren getting ready. That would be Dylan. But let's see if anybody goes out before him. Of course, he's on the last box. Oh yeah, 4 cars coming out immediately. Both Mercs. We got an Aston Martin in there, Rhythms. Everybody going out first. And it's the Sauber of Supervillain who gets out ahead of all of them. Supervillain leads them through turn 2 into reverse turn 3. Such a weird Timbed's out? What's Timbed done? Timbed's put it in the wall in that Louis Vuitton sign. Oh, goodness me. Timbed out in qualifying very early. But do we dare watch Supervillain complete the first lap as he almost drifts his way through there? I don't know what corner that is. It looks like Supervillain is going to be the first one. So through the final corner comes Supervillain. He will be the official first driver to set a lap time here around reverse Zandvoort in RPL. Through turn 1, leaving it in hot lap, as the car completely bogs down on him. As he goes through the banking, dips a wheel on the grass, gets all squirrely through turns 3 and 4. Such an awkward complex of corners. Dips 2 wheels on the grass and then onto the exit curb, normally an entry curb. And I think he might be in the way here of Dylan, who is just behind him, who is running that beautiful car. And Invade giving us his predictions. He thinks it's a Raz P1, SV P2, and Wilson third. If anyone else has any predictions, be sure to leave them in chat. And I believe Dylan is going to catch Supervillain here on his first quali run. It's going to be close as we come into the second banked corner on the lap. Normally the first one. Reverse tracks just really mess with the mind. Come through the final couple of corners here. Probably going to pick up a bit of dirty air here through the final corner, 100%. But through the final corner we come. Probably catch a little bit of a toe here, will Villain. But across the line, it'll be a 21-5 Supervillain to 25-0. 2/10 away is Rhythms. That's a solid run for him. SV's coming across the line now. What does he have in store? It's third place of a 21-8. And that's the Haas of Elbear going around right now as Resilience does a 23-2. Couple more cars coming across the line. Let's have a look at Maddie. The two Red Bulls are coming across the line. Wilson takes pole position. Scorch does a 28-0. What does Maddie have for the Sauber? 35-4. The Mercedes of Jensen goes... no, that's not Jensen. I thought I saw Mercedes. It is an Aston Martin of Gobert, who did a 22-6. V-Carb coming across the line. It is Neymar Mig. Let's see what he has. It's a 23-8 for him. Now it's going to be Elbear crossing the line. What do we got for him? It's a 27-0. Now the two Ferraris. These are the two big hitters here. Not Raz. Still trying to stay in championship contention. What does he have? 21-3. Pole position. Possessio goes even faster. 21-1. Ferrari 1-2. How about that? Any more cars starting runs? Yeah, I believe we got a few cars who are going to give it a second go. We're going to watch Dylan here. Let's see what Dylan can do as he comes through turn one. This time, he leaves it in 6th gear. Interesting strategy there from Dylan. I think he's going to end up catching these cars again. He tried to give himself a little bit of a gap, but he's already catching Supervillain, and I believe that's Rhythms. Yes, it is. But he's 3/10 up here. 3/10 would put him right in the mix for pole position here. Gobert, I think, just went 5th fastest. Solid lap, Gobert. And Supervillain does get out of the way. So let's see what Dylan can do. Comes through this high-speed corner. Used overtake through there for a little bit. Had to lift. Normally could be a flat-out corner in a dry qualifying. As he comes through the fast and winding first sector, drifting his way into reverse turn 3. I believe this is turn 13 right here in this reverse layout. Into 14, the final corner. I think he was up 8/10 through 2 sectors. Rhythms goes purple with a 20.5. Can Dylan go faster? Yes, he can. 20.2. That is the best lap we've seen. Gobert has crashed. That's a big off for him. He's hit one of the track exit points out of turn 8, I think that is. Tragic for Gobert, because with this track getting better and better, he's going to tumble down the order. But let's watch Scorch here. Let's see if he can find an improvement on his lap time as he comes through the final corner now. What does he have? It looks like he's starting a lap. Yeah, he is starting a lap, a 38.9. I don't know if there's anybody else on a lap. Not Raz is. He's half a second up here. Looking good to go into the top 3, maybe top 2 if you find some more time. Through the final corner we come. We'll go on board as he exits the final corner. Overtake button all the way across the line. 20.2. Half a tenth away from pole position. We'll have a look at Scorch now. He's on an actual lap this time. And actually, before we finish his lap, let's have a look at Jensen Snowy, who I don't know if this is his RPL debut, but I don't recognize the name. Let's see if he has anything in store for us in the Mercedes. It is going to be a 20.7 that puts him 4th fastest. Not bad at all. SV is on a lap now, as is Dylan. He's starting one. But let's go over to Scorch. He's about to finish a lap, as Resilience goes 7th fastest. That's a solid lap for the Haas driver. But Scorch coming through the final corner. Let's see what he can do. On the power. Overtake button engaged. 20.6. Puts him 4th fastest and behind Rhythms, who's had a great qualifying session, and he's left. I don't have him added. This is tragic. Can I add him now? No, I can't. Oh well, I tried. Here's Notraz. He's not on a lap right now. Dylan is, but he's gone deep. And he's lost a 10th, and I believe he's backed out of that one. Who is on a lap, though, is SV. He's a full second up at the moment. Let's see if he can find more time. A full second will put him in the Jensen Snowy range. Let's see if he can jump Jensen. He can't. Loses time in the 3rd sector. Only 7th for SV. And on a track where you really need good qualifying, that's not what you need. Wilson, though, this is exactly what he needs. A purple 2nd sector to get him back into the mix for pole position. He's all the way down in 9th. The Sauber gets well out of the way. Coming through the final quarter now is Wilson. Does he have enough for pole position, or at least P2, to get ahead of Notraz? What does Wilson have? It's a 20-0! Pole position by 2/10 for Wilson. With 8 minutes left in the session, the track continuously getting better. Can anybody get into the 19s, and who will be the first one to do it? Notraz. It says he's up half a second through 2 sectors, all over the shop. And he's going to drift his way into the pits. Possestio into the 19s. 19-8 for the Ferrari driver. And it's provisional pole. And I will say, he is not who I would have expected. As Neymar Mig goes P8. SV not on a lap right now. The Sauber of Supervillain, he's in none, so I doubt he's on a lap. We'll have a look at Resilience, who is supposedly purple here in that 2nd sector. On a pretty decent lap right now. Could he catch a slight toe off his teammate Elber? I don't think he will. He's a bit too far away. But Resilience will come through the final few corners. What does he have? As he stamps on the power, can he get into the 20s? He's well in the 20s. It's a top 5 lap time for Resilience. 20.5. A great lap time for him. We have a Ferrari. Oh, I think I just saw a car in the gravel. I did. It's Resilience. I think trying to let cars go here. Zestio is about to start a lap. And we have Shanghai, who's about to finish a lap. He's at the bottom of the order right now. He used to be a former Tier 1 driver back in the F1 23 days. Drove for Williams. He's got experience in RPL, and that experience takes him to P12, a respectable lap for the V-Carb. Puts him just behind Gobert, who is retired. Into the pits goes Neymar. Somebody's just gone up of the order. It's SV, 2nd place for the McLaren. A very solid lap. Benjo is on an out lap. And then we have Elber about to finish a lap. Let's see what Elber is capable of through the final few corners. And ooh, all over the place as he exits the final corner. Not what you want to see. Is it an improvement? It is. It's an improvement to P15. He's no longer in last place, and now it belongs to Benjo, as, oh goodness me, Wilson has just taken pole by 0.8 of a second. Either the track just got better, or Wilson just released the sandbags. That is an incredible lap by the Red Bull driver. Goodness me. Possestio is going to try and find some improvement here. It's not an improvement of 0.8. It's a 19.6, though. He finds 0.2 in a purple third sector, but he's still almost 0.7 away. The official gap is 0.64. That is an insane lap. SV not on a lap right now. We have Dylan on a lap, though. Let's see what he can do. He's had a pretty decent qualifying session in the McLaren. Loses the back end a little bit. Gets the traction down. Lifting. Through turn 8. And then these flat-out corners of turns 9, 10... 11, and he's going to step on the brakes in turn 12, where he will find a Sauber and a Ferrari and another Sauber trying to get their laps done. Scorch takes pole position with an 18.6. The track continuously getting better and better. Here comes Dylan, though, out of the final corner. Can he get himself back into the mix? It's going to be a 19.1. Fifth fastest for him. Notraz gets a lap going. Bezestio enters the pits. Give it up for Rhythms in P3 as well. That's incredible. SV not on a lap. Neymar just finished a lap, I think, to put him in P10. Next car to do a lap is Benjo, who's on a cooldown at the moment. Only one Aston in it. We got a slow-moving Jensen trying to let the traffic through, but he's got to get through that corner eventually. So, 3 minutes left in the session. Red Bull are 1 and 2 with Scorch and Wilson. Rhythms third, making it a Red Bull Academy 1-2-3. Some impressive stuff there from the Red Bull Academy. And the first Mercedes Academy car is the McLaren of Dylan in 5th place. Then you find Jensen Snowy, who I believe is on loan, in 7th. Notraz is getting ready to start a lap here. We'll see what he's able to do. He has a Sauber ahead of him. I wonder if that Sauber will let him go, or give him a tow. One or the other. Or neither. As we go through turn 1, he downshifts to 7th, does Notraz. And into 4th. Puts 2 wheels on that grass, and that Sauber is gonna get in the way. But I believe that is Matty, and he finally does get out of the way. I believe Matty was on a lap, but he knew he can't get in the way of the main Ferrari, who's up marginally in the first sector. Nearly a 10th. Through turn 6 and then 7. And into turn 8 we come. Let's see what Notraz can find here in the second sector. Barely keeps it on the track. And he's found half a second. This could be a pole position worthy lap time here if Notraz can just keep it together through this tricky third and final sector. Through the bank's corner of 12. Through 13. Can Notraz take the fight to the Red Bulls here? This will probably be his last qualifying run, because he won't have enough time to cool down to do another one. Across the line comes Notraz. Is it good enough? Yes, it is! It's pole position for Notraz provisionally with an 18.3. Can he find time? Jensen finds time to 4th for the Mercedes. Both Red Bulls on outlaps. We'll see what they can do momentarily. Dylan's on a lap right now. Oh, no, never mind. Dylan's not on a lap, but he's starting his final run here, as is Bezestio. Most of the top cars getting their final run started now. I believe the first of these guys to finish their final runs, I don't know, actually. Might be the Sauber of Matty. No, he's in none as well. A lot of these drivers are in none ERS. The Red Bulls should be able to make the flag. They will! Bezestio has hit the Haas of... That's Elber. And Elber's got a 5-place grid penalty for driving into the Ferrari. He was spinning through turn 6. And that might cost Possestio dearly. Here's Possestio. Despite that minor inconvenience, he's still a full second up. Notraz somehow finds even more time. 18-3 for him. It is provisional pole position. Here comes the Sauber of Matty. He goes 11th. And then the Mercedes of Jensen stays in 4th. Here comes Possestio. Can he take the fight to Notraz? Here he comes. Across the line. He's a 10th off. 1/10 away. We watch Scorch. He's 3/10 up. Dylan into the 17s takes pole position. Here comes SV. He can't find the time. It's all up to the Red Bulls. Can Scorch and Wilson do it? Here comes Scorch through the final corner. How's Wilson doing? I don't know. Oh, Wilson's not on a lap. Wilson isn't on a lap. Here comes Scorch. Can he take pole? No, he can't. Second fastest, though. And Wilson it drops to 6th as Rhythms with an incredible lap in the end to go all the way up to the front row. Here comes Resilience. Does he have some final magic in him at the very end? Yes, he does. He goes to P6, beating Wilson. And on a track where you need to qualify, it's only 7th for Wilson. Pole for Dylan, and a front row for the Aston Martin of Rhythms. What a qualifying session it was for him. Scorch 3rd, the 2 Ferraris, then the Haas of Resilience. What a qualifying session that was. Absolutely unexpected from Rhythms especially. What a run that was from him in that session. Pole position for Dylan, Rhythms P2, Scorch 3rd, Notraz 4th. We'll get the rest of the results. 6.2 seconds separating the entire grid. A very exciting qualifying that was. But RIP to Timbed, who has to start in dead last. What a run by Rhythms. That's what I can't get my head around. Incredible qualifying lap at the very end to go front row for Aston Martin. Unfortunately for him, this will be a dry race, so he cannot take advantage of any wet conditions. But in the grand scheme of the Drivers' Championship, this is what Notraz needs. With Wilson down in 7th, he needs to find some points. Gap is 13. Gap is 13 points between Notraz and Wilson. If they finish where they started, P4 and P7, the gap, I believe, would be 6 or 7 points between the two of them going into the final race of the season. It's been a very consistent season from Notraz. 2 victories, 2 P2s, 2 P3s. Of course, 4 wins to Joe Wilson's name. But of course, that DNF from Azerbaijan in Baku really destroyed him. Hasn't affected him too much, though. Still leading the championship. And these are the only 2 guys who can still win it all. Dylan, of course, on pole position. I wonder what he will be able to do here from that spot. And of course, Rhythms in 2nd place. An incredible qualifying from him. Soft tires on Dylan's car at the moment. These guys will be told to ready up momentarily, but not yet. Neymar on the hard tire, going for a different strategy. Jensen still on softs. Majority of the field on medium tires, taking the safer strategy option. Dylan switches away from those soft tires, as to be expected. Just Jensen and Neymar going for a different strat here, it looks like. Of course, some of these guys may not even be able to pull off a potential one-stop strategy. Some might be able to, but for some of these guys who don't have great tire wear, they won't be able to pull off a one-stop. But here we go then. We have 5 red lights. It's time to bring the action in the penultimate round. Away we go. It's a great start from Scorch. He's already ahead of Rhythm, and he's challenging Get Wrecked 91 through the first corner. Side by side we go. 2 by 2 behind them. It's gonna be Dylan leading the way. The 2 Ferraris touch. They've made contact. Possessio loses multiple places, side by side through turn 3. Nutraz trying to hold the place, and he manages to do so. Crash in the back, Resilience has gone round, as has Maddie in the first corner. 2 by 2 through the first couple of corners. SV has a huge lockup through turn 5. Through 6 and 7 we go. Dylan leads, and now they finally start to settle themselves in. Shanghai's up a couple places. He's up to 10th. Dylan holds off the onslaught from Scorch to hold the lead of this race, which is important for him on a track where you really can't overtake. And speaking of overtaking, we might just see one here. SV had a look on Neymar. Thinks better of it, though. He'll have to wait for a DRS straight or a better opportunity. Supervillain up to 11th place. I believe he's up a few spots as well. But Dylan already pulled a 1.1 second lead over Scorch. DRS now enabled. Let's have a look at the positions gained on the first lap. Scorch up 1. Our biggest winner is Jensen Snowy up 3. And we got a battle brewing for P11. Gobert and Supervillain going at it. Gobert has a look. He slides. Timbet has wing damage. Not the start he would have wanted. I think Gobert might have a look here. Defensive driving from Supervillain. So Gobert says, alright, I'll just go around the outside. That would be an impressive move if he gets the job done. He's got the inside for turn 6. And the job is done. Solid move from him. SV finally gets past Neymar. He sat behind him for a whole lap and lost a whole heap of time because of it. Off the track goes Neymar. That'll put him under threat from Shanghai. Almost contact made between the 2 RBs, but Neymar will concede the place to his teammate. Almost like we're getting a switchback on him. Have a look at the tires. Jensen on softs. Dylan has pulled quite the gap. And here comes Rhythms. Going down the inside of Scorch, has the place, and around the outside is Wilson in turn 1. That's a ballsy move. He gets the job done. Nutraz gets past Scorchy as well. All kicking off, and it's still kicking off. Jensen and Possessio, wheel to wheel through turns 3 and 4, proving you can battle around here. I believe Jensen's been pushed off the track, but possession belongs to Possessio. As a few places lost for Jensen, Neymar and Shanghai going wheel to wheel through turn 5. Position back in the hands of Neymar after that mistake on the first or second lap. Tons of position changes there in these first couple laps. The first DRS activation zone was huge. Gap 1.8 seconds between Dylan and Rhythms. That is exactly what he would want in the McLaren. Let these guys battle it out behind him. And Nutraz, knowing that every point counts, he's gotta get past Rhythms as quick as he can. Rhythms, though, doing a little bit of weaving. Can't do that too much. You will get in trouble. Nutraz with the overspeed, though. He's gonna try the around the outside move again. Can he hold the outside through turn 2? Yes, he can, but they're still side by side. Into turn 3 we go. Can he hold that outside line? No, he cannot. Nutraz takes second place. Rhythms tried to hold on, but it was all in vain. What a battle that was. These guys proving you can have a proper battle, and we got an incident at the back. I think Benjo... Oh no, Supervillain's lost his front wing. Timbet, I think, has lost even more of his wing. He's got an end plate gone. All happening at the back of the field. And it's been an absolute stinker from the Saubers, who will run last and even more last. But here's Rhythms trying to hold that podium place, but he's got to remember, Red Bull Academy cars behind them, and they are in a fight for the Constructors' Championship as well. Here comes Scorch. Does Scorch have anything for him? The answer is no. As Nutraz will try to close the gap to Dylan. And close here between Gobert and Shanghai. Into the pits comes Supervillain. He had no front wing. Remember, Jensen on soft tires. That's gonna really affect them. And Invade, that is a very sus message in the Twitch chat. I believe we're gonna have to cancel you for that. Anyways, might have a battle here with Benjo and Neymar. Neymar's lost a number of places here after a decent first lap. He's now lost 3 spots. Gobert, the big winner though. He's up 6 after a poor qualifying that saw him, I think he just crashed out actually. But bit of a DRS train here forming in second place. Nutraz doing a little bit of weaving, just trying to break the toe. Wasn't really a weave at all, if I'm honest. Turn 2, Nutraz still holding the place. Rhythm's 3rd, Scorch 4th. And Ryan's sending me a message in the middle of a race. He says, if Dylan wins today, it would be 2,147 days in the making. His last win was over 2,000 days ago. Poor Dylan. But let's not talk about if he's gonna win this race. We still have 31 laps of racing action to the checkered flag. So, a lot of action could happen in 30 more laps. 2 Red Bulls holding this DRS train, as is Resistio. Jensen, 3 seconds back. These two are kind of in no man's land at the moment. Not really going anywhere. I believe SV might be able to get this move done, though. Jensen on the soft tires. Those tires are probably fading fast. And Jensen breaking the toe big time. Defending the far inside line. But here comes SV. He's going to try and go around the outside. Hard thing to do, though. Can he get the outside in turn 2? Contact made between the Mercedes and the McLaren. Remember, Academy teammates, these two. Contact again. SV and Jensen. But remember, Jensen's on loan. He doesn't have to play by these rules. But SV is going to try and get the move done. He's got it done temporarily. Back down the inside goes Jensen, trying to use all of those soft tires. But SV will have the inside line through turn 6. This should be the move done. And it is. SV up into 7th place. But Jensen is going to try and fight this one back. Jensen using a little bit of overtake. Jensen is going to hold this position for now. Both of them have very similar ERS levels. Defensive maneuver from SV. Jensen might just go around the outside. Oh no, SV's in the pits. Early stop for SV. This is looking like a 2-stop for him. It's a 2-stop, and it's a change of front wing for the McLaren of SV. Not how he would have wanted his race to go with a new front wing. Back to the big old DRS train here for P2, though. Nutraz is gaining ground on Dylan, gap 1.8 seconds. And I've gotten the Dylan fun fact wrong. Dylan's never won a race in RPL. He has the longest streak of not winning of active drivers. He participated in the very first race in RPL, and he's never won. After over five plus years of being in RPL, can he finally get the job done? But that gap is coming down. It temporarily dropped to 1.6, but now it's up to 1.9 seconds, so definitely a mistake made by Nutraz during that run. At the moment, it is a 6-point swing in the favor of Nutraz in the Drivers' Championship. That would leave a 7-point gap going into the final showdown in Brazil. So, of course, a win for Nutraz would be absolutely huge at this stage. I believe a win and a fourth would put them tied on points, I think. Maybe 1 or 2 points difference. But Zestio's lost their DRS. I think he may have made a mistake. I could have swore he was in this train just a lap ago. He no longer is. Neither is Scorch. He is slowly falling into the clutches of Jensen on those soft tires. Not too many battles going on right now. Just a DRS train in P2, 3, and 4. And a few little battles here and there. I see a battle for P8 between Gobert and Shanghai. Rhythm's 6/10 back. Doesn't look like he's not going to be able to do anything about it, though. Just too far back. But the gap is now 1.6 seconds between Dylan and Nutraz, as we still monitor that battle. But let's head to the battle for P11 here. One of the other few battles. I think this is the only other battle with 2 cars in DRS range. Benjo trying to gain on him, but too far back. And unless a mistake is made here by Neymar, looks like Neymar actually did make a bit of a mistake here. Benjo had a look. Bit of a wide moment from Neymar. And all over on the traction. That's all Benjo needs to get this move done. Up into 11th place is Benjo. A solid overtake, capitalizing on the mistake of Neymar. I really spoke that one into fruition, didn't I? And back to P1. There might have been a mistake made by Dylan. The gap is now 1.3 seconds. Remember, this gap was around 2.2-ish. And now, he's lost time. 13.5 by Nutraz. What was Dylan's last lap time? It was a 13.7. 3/10 faster. Timbed's out of this race, and that's a safety car. Timbed has hit the wall on the exit of turn 8, and he is going to be out of this race. Resilience immediately into the pits, and that little wall that juts out on exit is exactly what caught him out. Absolute fatality. Hard tires for Resilience. Hard tires for Benjo. And this forces Neymar onto a 2-stop strategy as he boxes for a set of medium tires. This will bring SV back into the race as well. That'll be helpful for him. And I do wonder, what will the front runners do? Can they bring the hard tires home after 11 laps run on mediums? Or will it force their hand onto a 2-stop strategy? Here comes Dylan, making triply sure he stays below that white line. Of course, that white line really comes up on you. Ooh, that's a bit close from Bezestio. Hope he doesn't get in trouble for that one. Scorch is fine. Impressive stint by Jensen as well. And he had 2 wheels on that white line as well. That white line's a dangerous one, but everybody coming into the pits, literally. A battle of the pit crews then. Dylan is the winner. Nutraz second, Rhythm's third, Wilson fourth. Bezestio in 5th place. Scorch, nice pit stop, puts him in 6th place. Jensen 7th, Gilbert 8th, Shanghai. Will he come out in 9th, or will Resilience get by him? Resilience will get by, and I think SV might make the move on him as well. Across the exit line, that was a bit close for comfort for Shanghai, but I think he'll be fine, as he just manages to stay ahead. Taking hards from now to the end of the race is certainly going to be a stretch, if these guys are able to. According to Reese in chat, he's thinking it's a two-stop strategy. So, these guys might be looking at a two-stop. As we are under safety car here on lap 12 of the reverse Dutch Grand Prix in Tier 3 Season 5. We have Dylan leading the race, who has never won in his entire RPL career. After 5+ years of trying, will it be the day? He's got Notraz, Rhythms, Wilson all behind him. Notraz thinking about that championship though. Will he go full beans attack on Dylan? Will he play it safe and try to hold off the guys behind? Scorch had a bit of a spin while we were talking about the Dylan fun fact earlier in this race. That's what lost him from the DRS train, so this brings him back into the mix. He's had a decent running so far. Jensen in P7, after starting on the soft tires, a very good stint to make the softs last that long. Of course, with a wet quali, they didn't use any of their softs, so you have those sets at your disposal. Gilbert 8th, Resilience 9th, and Shanghai rounding out the points-paying positions in P10 for RB. Now, RB have had a pretty solid season so far. They run 5th in the Constructors' Championship. P10 for Shanghai would help them, and of course, no Williams cars on the grid, but with how Rhythms is doing at the moment, that 15 points for Aston Martin would put them ahead of RB and Williams in the championship. My Xbox party failed. Okay. That was weird. That was weird. That's like the second time that's happened. Anyways, if Rhythms could hold on for a podium, that would easily propel the Aston Martin team into 5th place in the Constructors' Championship. That would drop RB and Williams to 6th and 7th respectively. Alpine have only one car in the field today, that is Benjo. They currently run 8th in the Constructors. The Haas of Resilience trying to get some points for them. They sit 7 points back on Alpine, which that would require a top 6 finish from Resilience to overcome that deficit as things stand. Sauber, only 2 measly points this season. It's been a bit of a stinker for them. Supervillain's on a set of soft tires, so he is very clearly on a two-stop strategy. You know, speaking of the tires, let's have a look and see what everybody's running on. Everybody, aside from Neymar and Supervillain, on the hard tire. So it comes down to, can these guys make their hards last to the end of this race? And safety car in this lap. It's going to be go time for them. Let's see if Dylan can hold this lead on the restart. Trying to hold a consistent pace. Remember, dropping under 50 miles an hour consistently is what gets you a penalty, but he is staying well above that 50 mile an hour threshold. Doing a nice consistent 80 at the moment. And when does he go? Does he go on corner exit? Yes, he does. But Notraz was ready for it. He is right on the back of Dylan. Green flag back in the air. We're racing again at Zandvoort. Notraz very close to Dylan, but he just can't get the move done. Behind them, though, down the inside goes SV, taking the last point away from Shanghai. As he continues his recovery drive, he's on 7-lap-old hard tires, older than anyone else in the field. Dylan leads the way, though, as Supervillain gets past Elbear at the back. Notraz trying to stay in DRS range of Dylan. Can he do it? Through turn 8. Behind him is Rhythms, only 3/10 back. Everybody pretty much holding their positions other than 1 or 2 moves throughout the field. A very well-behaved safety car restart, this one. Half a second away is Notraz. Of course, no DRS this time. He'll have to wait another lap to get to use that DRS. As I come out of the final corner, DRS now enabled. Notraz well within range. Dylan was not able to get the explosive restart like he was able to get on the initial start of this race. Battling towards the back, that is Supervillain getting past teammate Matty for P14. Of course, he is on a multi-stop strategy to the end of this race. 21 laps to go. And look how close Notraz is. Gap 2/10 between them as they went through turn 5. Through 6 we go. Neymar and Benjo, wheel to wheel. V-Carb versus Alpine here, wheel to wheel. Through turn 6 we go. Neymar getting past the Alpine driver. Remember, he's on a set of medium tires. It is a 2-stop for him. But back to the front. Look how close Notraz is. This is the closest anyone has been to taking the lead off of Dylan. The dirty air, though, really catching him out there through turn 13. And through 14, overtake button engaged. Can you do it? Using some of that boost, but he's just too far away. He will not be able to make the move stick. And he stays in second place. As things stand, if Notraz gets the win of this race and Wilson finishes in 4th, they will be tied on points. What a scenario that would be if they go into the final round tied. But here we go. Battle for 9th place. All over the shop is SV. Can he get close enough to go for a move on Resilience? Burning all of the battery. Has a look. He wanted to go for that move so badly. But here's a move here. Down the inside goes Benjo on Shanghai. Shanghai loses the place to Benjo. It's a position for the Alpine driver. But Shanghai, being that close, should be able to get a dosage of DRS as Benjo tries to break the toe. Shanghai content with staying in line though. Resilience in 9th place, trying to get past Gobert. Gobert goes a little bit wide. That could cost him here. Resilience is trying to go around the outside here through turn 5. Can he hold it? Because if he can, that gives him the inside for turn 6. And it's the move done for Resilience. Even in the DRS train, you can capitalize on others' errors. That's exactly what Resilience has done. SV through turn 8. That is a bold and brilliant move by SV. And Gobert's lost 2 spots in about 4 corners. Tragedy for him as he drops to P10. SV up to 9th. Resilience up to 8th. Now he can chase down the Mercedes of Jensen. Fastest lap for Dylan and then Notraz, as those two trying to drive away from Rhythms, but Rhythms is holding in the DRS of these two. What a podium finish that would be for Rhythms, but he has the Academy teammate of Wilson behind. Does he think about playing the Academy team game, or does he go for the glory of podium in an Aston Martin? Meanwhile, Jensen has a bit of a train behind him. Resilience had a look into turn 5. Couldn't do anything about it, though. That outside move, which turned to the inside, proving to be a very effective way to get past cars here. Which is a move we could see in the coming Tier 2 race tomorrow, which also races around the streets of Reverse Zandvoort. Well, it's not really a street. Reverse Zandvoort in general, though, which is still an aged track, as these guys have been showing, but the battling has been clean today. Only one DNF from Timbed, which was driver error. Down the inside goes Supervillain on Shanghai. Tries to get it done, can't get it done. Battle for the lead, though. Look how close Notraz is. Gap 1/10. He can't get it done, though. He was so close. That's the closest he was. He's just not able to do it. With how things stand, Notraz needs to get this win. He needs this win. Because it would put them on complete level pegging through 9 races. And boy, would that make Brazil an exciting finale, which is always a fun finale track. But would it make it even better as Shanghai losing not just 1 places, but 2 to both Saubers. But he'll have the inside here for turn 6. A little bit of contact made, though. Oh, very close there. But through turn 7, Shanghai has the place. Oh, look at Manny, though. Tries to get it done. A little bit of a squiggly moment there from Shanghai, but he holds the place. Contact made between SV and Resilience, but SV gets the place done, and he gets DRS for extra comfort. Actually, both cars got DRS. They were still in the detection point at the time. But SV still trying to continue his recovery drive. He's through the midfield cars. Everybody else is a front runner from here on out. The moves will only get harder for him. But you also have to think, do any of these guys have the tire life to get to the end? And we got a wreck. It's Benjo, who's had a huge crash out of turn 2. Safety car deployed. And a second safety car might just throw any strategy out of the window. Now what do you do if you are these drivers? It's easy for the likes of Supervillain and Neymar, who have taken advantage of their... Actually, I don't think they've taken advantage at all, but... Not a single penalty in this race as well. I bet I've just jinxed it, though. There's your stops. Supervillain's already made 2 of them. Let's see, do we have pit stops? Dylan pits. Notraz stays out. A number of these cars are going to stay out. Bezestio pits. Scorch stays out. It's medium tires for Dylan. Bezestio pits for a set of mediums. SV the set of mediums. Double stack for McLaren. Neymar. Probably another set. He started on hards, so hards or softs. He started on hards, so he has another set of mediums at his disposal. Supervillain stays out on his freaking soft tires. But now this changes things. 10-point swing as the Drivers' Championship looks so far. Gap would be 3 points if they finish where they are. But with 10-lap fresher and softer tires, can Dylan or the likes of Bezestio or even SV get themselves into the mix of this race? But you know it's going to be tough to pass. 10-15 laps on medium tires, that is a lot more doable than the 20-plus lap stint these guys on hards have to do. Dainty had the right, Reese Dainty in the Twitch chat had the right idea of these guys should be on a two-stopper, and that's exactly it. That safety car has put a lot of these guys on two stops, but these guys on hards, they're going to try and tough it out. And Dylan has conceded the lead. He is elected to go for the fresher rubber, and we're on lap 22. 2 safety cars in this race. And we've had 2 DNFs in this race. 2 DNFs. Timbed crashed out on the exit of turn 8 with that wall that juts out on the exit. And Benjo could not tell what exactly happened, but he either got hit by another car or he lost traction out of turn 2, which caused his demise from this race. And that is why we are out for a second safety car, as we await for the cars behind to catch the field. I think no, Elbear might be able to catch these guys. Mally saying Hunter Max is still in Texas right now. I heard Hunter Max, he's under safety car at the Circuit of the Americas right now. He's got about 12 laps to go. Maybe by the time his race finishes, we might be at half distance in Brazil. And here we go. Safety car's in this lap. Late decision by the safety car. Elbear caught him at the very end. It's very slow paced by Notraz. Just barely keeping it above 50 miles an hour. Supervillain causing terrorism ahead because he's pitting. Oh, contact made between Notraz and Rhythms. He's got to be careful to keep it at least 50 miles an hour. Away he goes. Possessio gets a penalty for a collision with Dylan. We're away again. Green flag back in the air. Side by side between Scorch and Jensen. Here we go. Through turn 2 we come. Jensen has made the move. He's got the job done. As these guys are side by side. Dylan getting the move done on Gobert. Could he go around the outside of the Red Bull of Scorch as well? The answer is yes. Up to 6th place he goes. But they're 2 by 2. Entering turn 5. Scorch losing another place to SV as well. But Scorch will have the inside. Can he do anything with it? The fresher tires on SV, though, gets him to power out on exit. It's up a place for SV. The McLarens are looking good right now. And, oh boy, a bit of a wide moment for SV. These McLarens need to lock in and get going if they want to win this race. Neymar gets past Gobert. Good move for him. That's 9th place for him. Dylan has to get by Resilience here, who I don't think is going to make it easy. Ooh, big defensive maneuver, but it's going to be an easy move for Dylan. And unfortunately, then he's, okay, he lets both McLarens go. He knows it's not his fight. 5th and 6th for the 2 McLarens. Into the grass goes Dylan. We've seen so many drivers make that error as Possessio pits. What a tragic day for him. Resilience thought about the defense, thought better of it though, decides to just let him go. So it's the 2 McLarens chasing down the pack. But with Jensen, he might be in a Mercedes, but he's on loan. And SV's made a mistake. SV's made an error that's put Resilience back ahead of him. SV, he's made a blunder. He's made an oopsie. Now he has to get by this Haas again. Question is, can he do it? He should be able to easily get this move done as Notraz holds the lead up front. But here comes SV, gets to the inside, uses his overtake, and makes the move on Brazilians. It's back up into 6th place for SV. But now, he has a 2.5 second gap to close in, get back into the lead train, all in the grass there. The lead train, though, Notraz and Rhythms 1 and 2, Wilson 3rd, Jensen 4th, Dylan now in this train. But was that damage I see there? It is damage! Dylan's got damage from something. So his win's in jeopardy now. Or his potential to win. I don't know what Dylan cut that damage on. But his potential to win this race, it's gotten a lot harder. Down the inside goes Dylan! He's gone from a mile back there, trying to get past the Mercedes of Jensen. That was almost a suicidal overtaking maneuver there, but it has cost Jensen DRS. Jensen defends to the inside. It's the outside for Dylan, who has 4th place. That suicidal dive bomb has rewarded him with a place. Wow. What a move by Dylan. He gets ahead of the Mercedes of Jensen, but Jensen's on loan. He didn't have to defend, or he didn't have to let him go. He defended that one. And Mally says, where we're going, we don't need a front wing. The car's built for combat is Dylan. He's up to 4th place. Zestio fastest lap on softs. That means absolutely nothing to him. 10 laps to go. Oh, goodness me. SV gets a time penalty. The first one in the 3-second penalty club. And frankly, I don't know how you get a track limit pen around this track. Man, look at this from Rhythms. He's only 4/10 back here. He could have a go here, but they're both using a whole bunch of their ERS, which means Notraz will stay ahead. No other moves being made right now. Maddie had a go on Shanghai. The move not on, though. Maddie has the potential to give Sauber some points here. That would be big for them. They've only scored 2 points all season. And guess who those 2 points came from? This legend right here in P4. Dylan, even with that broken front wing, he has the tire advantage, and these 3 out there. Whoa, Dylan getting a bit close to that wall there. That's caught out one of our drivers. Off that track goes, I think that was SV who went off the track there. Who's leading this DRS train for P6. And Gobert leading his own train in P10 on his incredibly old hard tires. 16 laps old on them. 3/10, 2/10 the gap for the lead though. Rhythms once again trying to have a go. Just a little bit too far away though. Can't get the job done. Dylan is starting to lose the DRS from these guys. Here comes Dylan. He has a look. SV's got off. He's bottled it. He's bottled it. And he's given up the place to Gobert as well. And he's given up the place to Shanghai. It's disaster class from SV. And he's now out of the points. While the guys up front battle this out for the win, SV has had himself a disaster class and he's got no front wing. His front wing's gone. RIP SV. His day is now done. On a day where he could have battled with Dylan to keep both McLarens in the mix for a potential race victory, it's over for him. But once again, Dylan just a bit too far away from these guys. He's got 10 lap pressure tires. but a broken front wing, which I'm sure is costing him a heap of pace. And that pace is costing him the win. But not Raz holding the lead. But remember, if if Dylan can get by Wilson, that would give Notraz the championship lead. So there is still a lot to play for here in the grand scheme of the championship as well. As things stand, it's a 3-point lead in favor of Wilson. But all that could change with one late move or a puncture from either one of these three drivers. And you gotta give a huge amount of credit to Mr. Rhythms here. What a day he's had in second place. And I think he fancies a chance at going for a win here. SV's talking in chat in the middle of a race at the moment. SV, you need to lock in, my friend, because you're in 14th. But here's the battle for the lead. Rhythms, he's trying desperately. Gaining, but he's just not close enough. A little bit of a defensive maneuver from Notraz, though. Does that invite Rhythms to go for a move? Here he goes. He had a look. Notraz, bit of a lockup. Rhythms, that might have been his best chance yet at going for the move for the lead of this race. Wilson has a bit of an outside look. Not up for him, though. The battling brings Wilson a little bit closer to the mix as well. 5 laps to go for these guys to get those hards to the end of their race. These top 4 are going to give us an absolute show to the end of this race. Scorch trying to get past Resilience, who's on for that 6th place. Rhythms doing everything he can to try and deliver his first victory in RPL and Aston's first win since a certain Mally 41 pulled off some victories for Aston Martin on F124 in the last game cycle. Rhythms trying to be the first one not named Mally. But he's got to get by Notraz, who has proved today he is not an easy one to get by. And a bit of a yellow flag for Bezestio as SV gets the move done on supervillain Elbear. I believe had a bit of an oopsie as well. He is all the way back in P12, 20 seconds back. Maddie has a chance at points, by the way. He's only a second away from Shanghai. But we focus on this lead battle between Notraz, Rhythms, Wilson, and Dylan. Rhythms might actually have to look at a defensive maneuver here against Wilson. Wilson could use the extra 3 points that he gets for P2 here. Bit of a mistake there from Rhythms. Gap 4/10. These guys using a whole bunch of their ERS. Wilson's situation looking better than the top 2. 1/10 away from Rhythms was Wilson heading into turn 2. But once again, can't really do anything. Look how close he is. Bit of a mistake from Rhythms. He lost the back end a little bit there. 4 laps to go. Can Rhythms pull it off in a car that has no business pulling off victories? He has put his car in a position to win for Aston Martin. What a day it's been for Rhythms. Aston Martin have not had a podium this season. They are looking at their first win of the game cycle, their first podium of the game cycle is on the line. But he's got the Ferrari of Notraz to deal with, and he's got 3 more laps to do it. But look, he's got to think about the defense here. Wilson's right there. But Wilson, a little bit too far back. 3 laps to go here. Potential battle here for P6. Scorch trying to go around the outside through the banked turn 1. Tries it, but he can't get the move done. Does he have a go into turn 3? The answer is no. Potential switchback opportunities, though. Through turn 4, he's on the power early. Through turn 5. Does he think about getting around the outside? Tries to go late on the brakes, but they break around the same time. Resilience with great defense there. Holding on to 6th place ahead of the Red Bull. Some fantastic driving from the Haas driver. Back to the front, though. We watch these top 4 drivers continue to battle it out. Will begging that Jarvis launches an ACBM at the top 3. Will their tires turn into grenade launchers and explode in these final 2 laps? They're on 23 lap old tires with 2 laps to go here at Zandvoort. Rhythms still in 2nd place. Nutraz still leading. Wilson still 3rd. They all stay in the same positions. Scorch a little bit too far back to go for another move on Resilience. Has a look into turn 2. Thinks better of it. Onto the grass he goes, is Resilience. A great drive from Resilience to hold on to a potential position here. Here we go, side by side. Side by side. Wilson and Dylan, wheel to wheel. They're going at it, but Wilson, oh boy. Dylan tried to go down the inside in turn 7. That move was never going to be on. And unfortunately for Dylan, the decision to pit for the medium tire seems to have backfired on him because it's caused him to get front wing damage, which I know has costed him a chance at winning this race. Rhythms has one more golden opportunity. Rhythms can't get close enough. Aston Martin have a victory on the line. Through turn 3 we go. The move doesn't look like it's going to be on unless a mistake is made here from Nutraz. Scorch and Resilience. Wheel to wheel here through turn 3 and 4. It's DRS for Resilience. These 3 are going to give us a show here at the end. Scorch trying to go around the outside. His academy teammates there as well. Back up front. Look at the battling between Rhythms and Wilson. This is important for Wilson's championship battle because the victory's over for Rhythms. But the podium's still on. What a P2 that would be. Scorch still not able to get past. But we go to Nutraz. What a day he's had. He's played it calm. He's played it collected. He had the right strategy in the end. And he's going to come through the final corner. The gap's 3 points at the top of the championship now. Nutraz wins the Dutch Grand Prix. Rhythms, what an effort to finish in 2nd place for Aston Martin. Wilson's 3rd. He remains the championship leader. Dylan, after such incredible pace, the strategy goes wrong in the end. It's 4th. And he's left in the end. Oh, goodness me. I don't know if he's going to be able to get that back, because you're not allowed to leave. I don't think so. Neymar 7th, Gober 8th, Shanghai 9th, Matty 10th. SV's had an absolute stinker. P12 for him. But Nutraz, a clutch win is exactly what he needed. It's P1 for him. And 3 points between him and Wilson in the Drivers' Championship going into the final race in Brazil. Rhythms. He's my driver of the day by a country mile. Podium for Aston Martin. Their first podium of the game cycle. What an effort by the Aston driver. Easily my driver of the day. But Nutraz gets the job done exactly when he needed to. And he gritties on the rest of the field. Grittying his way to a P1. The Danish driver will hoist the winner's trophy. P2 for the Aston. And a very solid third place for Wilson. Damage limitation for him. And a third place will still see him with the championship lead, but it's not a healthy one. Driver of the day was Gobert, according to the game. Not Raz wins. Fastest lap, Possestio. My driver of the day is easily Rhythms. Supervillain most overtakes. Elbear, cleanest driver. But here's your final results. What a day. Not Raz, P1. Rhythms, Wilson. Jensen, 4th. Not Resilient, Scorch. Neymar, Gobert, Shanghai, Maddie. Rounding the points out. Only 2 DNFs today of Benjo and Timbed. We'll see if Dylan gets his P4 back, because he left the lobby. So if he does, that'll unfortunately drop Maddie out of the points, but goodness me. Not Raz. And a clutch moment exactly when he needed to be clutch. 3 points. The championship lead. Oh boy. I believe, though, Red Bull, considering that they had 2 cars in the points and Ferrari only had 1, that should be the championship, the team's championship, in the hands of Red Bull. If my math is correct, Red Bull should be Constructors' Champions of Tier 3 Season 5. A great effort from them. Even though they don't have the best car in the field, they were the best team this season, and that Constructors' Championship is certainly a rewarding thing for them. Ferrari will have to try again in Season 6, and McLaren, we'll see if they can pull it off next season. But with 1 round to go, which is in famous Brazil, a track that's always provided some of the best racing, we should be in for an absolute treat of a final round in Tier 3 Season 5. Make sure you join us tomorrow for the Tier 2 Reverse Dutch Grand Prix on a day where Reese can lock out the Drivers' World Championship. The only one who can stop him is me. Good luck, Reese. So, may the best driver win that one. Tier 1 will be at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. Always a fan favorite race amongst people. We'll see if Cookie can continue his winning run there. But for Tier 3, an entertaining one that sees Not Raz grab the checkered flag. Make sure you join us for tomorrow's stream to see if Reese will become Tier 2 champion a round early. And make sure 100% you join us next week for the final round of Tier 3 Season 5 in Brazil. It should be a very exciting one. This is BNix714 signing off. Thank you for watching. We hope to see you next week for a thrilling conclusion of Tier 3 Season 5.